Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias.
After I did this video, I thought, this might actually make an interesting open tag. In my case, it's buying cheap Damascus knives that I know really have no significant value, but it's one of those weaknesses that I have. I just end up occasionally buying one of these knives. I buy one at least a year, and sometimes 2 or 3 in a year, and I know they're more or less worthless, but I wonder if anyone else out there has this habit of buying cheap Damascus knives, and if so, how about showing us your cheap Damascus knives? And if that doesn't work as an open tag for you, is there some other knife out there that you collect that you know you probably shouldn't be collecting, but you don't care? You know, come hell or high water, you're just going to go ahead and buy one because for one reason or another you just think it's cool. So doesn't matter if it's laughable. It's a knife that you like, and so therefore you collect, even though other collectors will just kind of roll their eyes at it. Do you have one of those kind of knives? If so, why not share it? See how many other people also collect something very similar. Now on with the video that inspired the open tag.
Like that old Britney Spears song, Oops, I Did It Again. Here it is, April 1st. I'm videotaping this on April 1st, but it's the only joke is on me. I went and bought another one of those high quality Damascus knife, hand forged Damascus steel blade, hardwood handle knives. Yeah, we know what it is. It's most likely out of Pakistan, though they don't say where it was made or anything else. And it seems I do this every year. Last year I did it 3 times. I think 3 times. I might have even done it more than that. But at least last year I did it with some push daggers, and those were kind of fun. This year it's more of a traditional knife, but there's no excuse for me doing this. I know better than to buy these knives. I know what they are. I know just what kind of Damascus steel they're supposed to have in the blade. They claim it's, well, we'll go over the details of it in a minute. But it seems every year I do the same thing. I see one, it's like, I know I shouldn't buy this. I really know I shouldn't buy this. Why am I putting a bid in on this? And I know I'm going to probably win the bid, and I shouldn't win the bid. And I did it again. Fortunately, I think I won it with a bid of like $12. And the same seller also sells these on eBay also with a buy it now price of $19.99. So if you ever are looking at buying these high quality Damascus knives in a bid, always double check to see if the same seller, go look at the seller itself, look for that style of knife from that seller, and see if they also have it as a buy it now price, because if you're going to be bidding on it, make sure you get it for less than the buy it now price. At least that way you won't be a complete fool. You'll just be a little bit of a fool if you can get it for less than the buy it now price. So here's the knife, or the box. You can see there who it came from. International Cutlery Salvation. I have bought from them before. And the company itself, I mean, they ship fast. I'll give them that much. And the quality, well, I know what the quality is going to be. But let's just read the description real quick. Well, we'll do it this way even. You see there, hand-forged Damascus steel blade, hardwood handle, handmade steel bolsters, overall length 8.0 inches open, 4.5 closed, 3.5-inch blade, stunning file work, a work of art. Up for auction, a backlock folding pocket knife, Damascus steel blade of this folding knife is about 3.5 inches long and 3 millimeters thick. I think that's about right. This well-made blade displays superb Damascus patterns. Fortunately, it's patterns, not patterns, that are acquired by hammer folding and forge welding high and low carbon steels, 1095 and 15N20. The blade possesses beautiful grind and brass thumb studs for ease of opening and closing. We'll get to that in a little bit. Spine of the blade as well as the handle carries excellent file work. Handle is made using hardwood scales fastened with brass pins and strong epoxy for lifetime durability. Overall length of this folding knife is 4.5 inches long, or 4.5 inches closed. And here we have the sheath. This sheath is not of universal size, but is made custom, just as this custom knife. The knife comes with custom-made, genuine, top-quality calf skin, which fits the knife perfectly. The leather sheath is totally hand-tooled and sewn. So, here's the knife. You see why I bought it. It's a nice-looking little powder horn knife, pretty big and thick and heavy. And here's the custom sheath that is hand-tooled to fit the knife perfectly. Notice the powder horn shape. Notice the square sheath. So you're sticking a round peg into a square hole. I will say this much, that once you put the knife in there, considering you have to push it in there, it will not fall out because it is kind of stuck. It's kind of a tight fit, even though when you close it, you can see there's a big opening there up at the top. So this is what they mean by a leather sheath is totally hand tooled and sewn. That is sewn by a sewing machine. That's the hand tooling. That looks like it was stamped in there with a roller. Maybe they rolled over it with a roller. So, and if you notice around the thing there, it's kind of gooey, and every time you touch it, it gets a little more gooier. Every time I touch the sheath, I get sticky, greasy hands from the snaps and everything. So, and you see the back there, little stars and stuff. And you see where it's already turning color from that. And this is one old calf that they used. Very stiff and definitely not shaped to fit the knife. But they said it comes with a custom-made, genuine top quality cast in, which fits the knife perfectly. Okay, enough of the sheath. Like I said, I touch it and it feels slimy. It is some kind of leather. They didn't say the calf of what animal, so it's not necessarily bovine leather, but it's some kind of leather. Any case, let's move on to the knife, because that's really why I was buying it. Okay, let's get the first thing out of the way right away. Notice where it says beautiful grind and brass thumb stud. There is no brass thumb stud on this knife. And even if there was a brass thumb stud on this knife, it has such a pull on the blade that you would probably not be able to open it with the brass thumb stud. What you actually have here is a nail nick. You can see the pattern going on. Notice all these scratches that came on the knife, or they might have shown up after putting it inside the sheath because the steel here is a soft steel, so it could very well have been cut while putting it in the sheath and such. So something you got to remember with these knives is so I'm going to have to kind of buff those out. It was just a satin finish on it, or a brushed finish. I don't know what kind of wood this is. Most likely it looks like it was part of a pallet or something. Might have been a piece of plywood that they cut down and fitted in here. The way it's looking there, you can see there's like 3 layers of wood there. I don't think it's really a true pack of wood. Like I said, I think it's most likely plywood that they cut and put in here. But all in all, it doesn't look really bad. It's like this knife is put together with scrap stuff. And you see the file work. Well, you've got this file work, that file work, or a third type of file work. So you've got 3 different kinds of file work going on along the back spring here. And I knew all that when I saw the knife. I mean, it's not like they had multiple pictures of this knife, so I knew exactly what I was getting. Other than the strength of the lock on the back, it's a very strong lock. Got to push down pretty hard to get it to close. And it obviously is slapping into the back there, so you don't want to drop it very quick. You definitely have some blade wrap going on with it. I knew all that stuff. I knew what I was getting. So was I willing to go more than $12 for it? No. And that was $12 shipped. I would have not paid $20 for this knife. But I was willing to take a shot at it. You can see there, look at the little nick on the lock there. And the way that steel is set up and everything. But, you open it up and the blade is, well, sort of loose and wobbly, but not really that bad and loose and wobbly. The tip had it wasn't bent, but there was like a little spot on the top here where at the very tip it got thicker. So I had to file off a piece of leftover steel right there because it was sticking up. But and when I filed it down, well, I lost a little bit of that pattern welding going on there. Is it using those 2 types of steel? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I tell you, the tip is very pointy. It is a thick chunk of steel. You can see the inside there. And it's like, once again, this is my annual reminder to stop buying these crappy Damascus knives, but I can't help myself. It's one of those things. I see it, and it's like, man, that is such a cool pattern. And I wish somebody would come out with this knife, this exact same pattern, but in a quality steel, but in this shape of a handle. And I wouldn't care what the material is. I like this large powder horn on the back there. That kind of looks cool. I don't mind the big bolster up front here. I like the little piece of wood here. I would much rather see this maybe with like a pearl or an abalone or something like that, and nice shiny polished bolsters, and just like I would even be happy with like 448 stainless steel, and thin it down a bit. I don't need the file work on the back, but this would make a really nice looking back lock. And that's why I bought it, because it is a really nice looking back lock despite all of its flaws, and it feels good in the hand too. But I'm not fooling myself. I got I just went and managed to snag a $6 knife for $12. That's really the way I got to look at that. That even at $12, I was probably taken, but I went in with eyes wide open when I was bidding, and pretty happy with it, despite the really, really kind of lame review here. It's because, look at those beautiful lines. Looks like a beautiful knife, but it would be a much more beautiful knife with even moderately quality material in there, like a 440A, 440C stainless steel blade, nickel silver bolsters, and even a swirly plastic in there, or a good bone handle or something, and ditching the crappy looking, the hand filed back spring. Any case, there you go. Once again, I've bought my crappy Damascus knife for the year. This is my 2022 crappy Damascus knife. Hope you enjoyed it. Stick around for some slides of the other crappy Damascus knife. Let me take just a second to thank you once again for dropping by and spending a few minutes here at Knife Chats with the Pious. I really do appreciate it, and I do appreciate any comments that you leave. So please remember to give me that thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up and running. Thanks again for dropping by. Really do appreciate your time here.